and they are now proven correctly. Like the Quran says that there are two oceans which never met. They are two oceans which never met. And the history shows, if I'm not wrong, what
they're two different, one is sweet and one is salty.
And they never met.
They have a barrier in between that.
And if you go on to research, if you stick onto one thing, that I don't believe in God, perhaps this might not help you finding the real God. If you open your mind that perhaps there can be a God, and if you keep on searching, perhaps you might one day find God. I would like to raise one question. If there is no God, like if there is no God and there is no concept of hell or heaven, then everybody, if on this earth, I basically think I'm from a scientific mind, and if I think as a mind of a scientific, if every person on this earth is an atheist or doesn't believe in God, are we going, and we don't believe in the life hereafter, that we will be awarded heaven or hell, are we going to do good deeds in this earth? No. I don't think so. If I don't believe in the life hereafter, are we going to help others? Are we going to help the needy? Are we going to care for those who don't have food, who don't have anything? We all do these things because we know that, because we will be awarded. If we do this, we will have. If all the world becomes atheist, if all of us don't believe in God, perhaps there will be chaos, uncertainty, and people will be killing each other. There will be more selfishness, greediness, because everybody will care about himself. Nobody will care about others. And I would like to add one more question, that if somebody says that I believe in God, I'm not particularizing Muslims or Christians. If somebody says I believe in God, whether he's a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian, and he believes in God, from a scientific mind, if I say he has a probability that if there is a God, he might save on this life. If somebody says that there is a life hereafter, if a Christian believes that there is a God, so there is a probability that a Christian might save on that day, when they will be, that a Christian might go to heaven. There is a probability that a Muslim might go to heaven. There is a probability that a Jew might go to heaven or a Hindu might go to heaven. But if you don't believe in God, you don't have any probability. Because you don't believe in God, on that very day, God will say, you don't believe in me, now I will reward you hell because you don't believe in me. But if a Christian says, I believe in you, so perhaps the Christian might get hell or a heaven, Muslims might get a heaven, but for the atheist, I think there will be no option. So is it better to convert,
Pascal's wager.
Yeah, you had two very good points in that speech.
I'm sorry for all you with your hands up. This is going to be a lengthy.
I have so many questions around.
Just break, let us answer some, and then go on to the next one.
Go first.
Go ahead, Tristan.
What you're saying with the probability thing, that's Pascal's wager. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. But basically saying that, you're better off believing. Because if you're wrong, you don't lose anything. But if you're right, you gain everything. And same with, the atheist, you have everything to lose kind of thing. I really don't find that a valid argument. It's just, to say that there's nothing to lose, sort of like if you're better off believing, I don't necessarily think that, a life of atheism is something to be looked down upon. Yeah, looked down upon kind of thing. And
it sort of assumes that we know the rules of the game. For all we know, God could be out there and saying, whoever is the worst person today is going to heaven, and whoever is the best is going to hell. It switches it up every other day. We don't know for sure.
And there is, a certain thing like, say it went the other way. If you'd be better off not believing, could you just stop believing in God? Just stop. Just I don't believe anymore. Most of the religious people probably couldn't do that. It's just for us, we don't have this belief, and we need something to convince us in a way. And we can't just all of a sudden start believing kind of save our ass, you know what I mean? Like,
I
it's
agree.
just, you're gonna just all of a sudden just
If I
start
died and I was
believing.
in front of God and He said, "Believe in me or not," I'd go,
Well, if
"Okay."
you're in front of God, I'm talking about it's here now.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Is it even belief then? It's like,
But Pascal's wager, at first when I heard it, I was like, wow, it almost has a point, except for things that aren't obvious, is saying that, say, everyone snaps, is everyone atheist, everyone converted to atheism, everyone found this new power that, oh, there's no punishment when I die, so I could just, knock out the next liquor store, I don't feel a bad thing about it, but yet we still have morals without religion, and we're not just going to go off and killing everybody, because we know we can't live on this earth alone. And that, I could not carry, 200 pounds or something. I need someone else there to help me. I need to move something. I know that I need other people to live. And, it's just, appreciating, everyone else. My friends are science majors. I don't have the time to go and study science, but I'm still an atheist beyond that because I can study art history, archaeology, anthropology, astronomy, and, that's science, though, sorry, and philosophy, and all those things, can lead to atheism. And you can ask all your professors here on campus under those categories, and you will find a lot of atheist professors because there are more things than science that also, confront atheism.
I'd like to add something on the whole world snap to atheism. If that happened, I would like to assume that I would like to trust that without a post-life punishment or reward, that people could still understand or learn to understand why you're not supposed to kill